So there will be a question period. Valérie Gamache. Well, you didn't talk about the hospital in Gaza. Do you believe the Israeli version? And will you visit Israel like your colleague, Mr. Joe Biden? Well, first of all, we are absolutely horrified by the impact, by the loss of innocent lives in Gaza. Civilians who are innocent should never, never be attacked. International law has to be respected in all cases. We are now working with our allies to determine exactly what happened. Now, with respect to the region, I've been there on several occasions, and we will see what happens next.
We are obviously horrified by the attacks by the destruction of the hospital in Gaza. Civilian life must always be protected, and international and humanitarian law must always be respected. We are working closely with allies to determine exactly what happened. In regards to visiting the region, I have been many times, and I look forward to the next opportunity to go where we can actually be helpful and push towards peace and stability in the region.
Well, the evidence that was shown to the American president, and we understand that your embassy, your ambassador, was shown the same evidence. What did you think of these pieces of evidence? Well, we know that it's a situation that does not deal only with what's happening over there. There are families, there are communities here in Canada that are personally affected in an intensive way by what happened over there. So we can be all convinced and united about the fact that never, never should this have taken place in a hospital full of innocent people. And this is exactly, well, we saw some preliminary evidence, some preliminary elements, but we will keep working with our allies as quickly as possible before reaching any firm and final conclusion.
The thing with this horrific situation in the Middle East is that it's not just happening over there. It's having an impact, a deep, direct, personal impact on individuals, on families, on communities here in Canada. Everyone is in agreement that the deaths of innocents in that hospital in Gaza never should have happened. But we are taking the necessary time to look carefully at everything, and rapidly, of course, before we draw any final conclusions about what happened. We are taking this extremely seriously because of all the intensity with which people are living this horrific loss of life.
The next question goes to Valerio St. Louis from Voice of America.
Premier Minister Trudeau, I'll ask a question in French, if you may. And it's about Haiti. Le CARICOM
and Canada have discussed the security situation in Haiti, and there are sanctions against people in Haiti who would be involved in supporting gangs. But are these sanctions really efficient? Do you have results? And if so, how can you tell the Asian people that they are successful? Nobody has been arrested, and people are freely roaming. Well, first of all, 28 sanctions have been imposed with respect to the present situation of safety, security in Haiti, and we keep putting pressure on the politicians, on the oligarchs in Haiti to make sure that they are accountable. And we are working with the Americans, with other people, to make sure that everybody makes an effort. So we will keep our efforts in order to help with military investments, with the training and resources available for Haitian police forces. But we also need a political commitment in order to reach a consensus so that any international assistance can be really implemented to put an end to this terrible situation.
I'll repeat in English and perhaps turn the question to my CARICOM colleagues as well. Canada has stepped up on sanctions. We've sanctioned 28 individuals in Haiti who we feel are contributing significantly to the current instability and horrific security situation that the Haitian people are suffering through right now. We have been putting pressure on the UN, on the United States, on our European colleagues to meet us where we are with sanctions, because we know that there are elites and oligarchs and even political figures in Haiti who are contributing directly to the instability, financing gangs, supporting this ongoing security and humanitarian crisis. We are working closely with CARICOM to ensure a process that will build the kind of political consensus necessary to go hand in hand with either intervention or support for the police or more humanitarian aid. We know that in this crisis, the Haitian people need to be a core part of it, and they will. Irfan, I know you do have I have to catch a flight. You have to catch a flight, so you will leave me in Keith's capable hands. Absolutely. But this is something we're going to continue to work on all together. The question was around sanctions and the situation in Haiti.
Well, I think we're all familiar with the crisis that's existing in Haiti, but where we are at the moment is that we in the Caribbean, in CARICOM, we don't have the resources that are required. And that is why Canada's presence is so important, and a commitment to ensuring that the people of Haiti are given an opportunity to get out of the current predicament is an international priority. We've got the UN resolution, and we anticipate that there'll be some transitional arrangements to afford the intervention of assistance that the people of Haiti so desperately need.
Je rebondirai sur la question des sanctions. I'll ask you how efficient, of course, I did ask that, but how you base the sanction on what exactly? Les sanctions sont basées sur quoi? Certaines personnes pensent que ce sont sans preuve.
Some people are being sanctioned, but what is the basis? The previous Prime Minister, Laurent Abbott, might have prosecuted the Canadian government because, again, these sanctions are based on false news. Listen, for 30 years now, Canada has been there to help the Haitian people. We've been building hospitals, we've been helping the safety situation, we've been assisting police forces, we've been there to assist the Haitian people, and we will stay there. The international community has been there also. Unfortunately, during these 30 years, it has been impossible to solve the problem. And the reality, it's not up to the international community to find a solution for Haiti. It has to be, in order for this solution to be sustainable, it has to be a Haitian solution. They are at the very center. The people in Haiti are at the heart of their future, of their prosperity. They have to rebuild this great treasury in the Caribbean. Unfortunately, members of the elite in business, in government, in various wealthy families, oligarchs, for years, if not for decades, these people have been undermining the very stability of any progress, of any stability for the Haitian people. So we won't repeat the same mistakes. We have, first of all, to put
responsables
directly those who are responsible for the present situation, for this crisis.
dans la ligne de
We have
mire
to
de
put them
la communauté internationale.
in front of the international
Nous
community
allons toujours
to
être là
be
pour les
accountable.
politiciens.
We will be there,
La classe politique
always there
et
for
l'élite
the
haïtienne
Haitian people,
doivent
but the
se
elite
rassembler, doivent
has,
comprendre
and the
qu'eux
political
aussi, ils ont une
political
responsabilité envers le peuple
people
haïtien,
have to
non
assume
seulement
their
envers
responsibilities
eux-mêmes.
toward the Asian people and not only toward their own well-being.
Prime Minister Trudeau, also on Haiti, and please repeat in French after. Your office made the point yesterday about, quote, the urgent need for a power-sharing agreement between Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry and opposition groups. So my question is for both Prime Ministers here today, if you got Mr. Henry to budge at all on that, and if he's becoming a burden to establishing stability in Haiti.
There is no question that in order for there to be a path forward on solving the security situation, on creating a path towards new elections and creating and restoring strength to institutions, whether it be the Haitian National Police or various judicial or governmental institutions, the Haitian political class needs to be part of that solution. Right now, there's not even a consensus amongst the Haitian political class on whether or not someone should step in to stop people from being killed, murdered, and raped in the streets of Port-au-Prince. We know, and we have said, the international community, including Canada and the CARICOM, are there to help. But there has to be a willingness, clearly expressed and articulated by the Haitian political class, that this is the right thing. How they work out that consensus, how they establish it, will be very much something that we are actively helping in building that political consensus. The CARICOM initiative around gathering all the different parties together to figure out a path forward is extraordinarily important, and there'll be another visit later this month. But those two things need to go together. Establishing security and stability and establishing a pathway to prosperity and to a stable future need to happen at the same time, and that's what we've been pushing on.
There's a danger as we accept what exists in Haiti today, that as we attempt to provide help for the Haitian people, that help is not viewed as supporting a minority governmental arrangement. One has to remember that as we speak, if my memory serves me right, there isn't a single elected official in Haiti. And as we look at the crisis and we advocate for an intervention of assistance, that assistance be seen coming from honest brokers and not, in fact, propping up what exists in perpetuity. That in itself poses a danger.
And I did have another question, but just if we could hear you in French, Prime Minister Trudeau.
I already answered in Haiti in French a couple of times.
Well, I mean, it was a different question, though. It was.
But it was the same answer.
Okay. My next question is on India. How many Canadian diplomats have left India after the Indian government ordered dozens to leave by October 10th, and what communication have you had since that date with the Indian government? Is there any pushback on the part of Canada?
We have been continually engaged in diplomacy and in dialogue with the Indian government. This is a serious matter that we are taking extremely seriously. And I know Minister Joly will have a press avail and an announcement to make in the coming hours. Okay.
So we are committed in a continuous way with the Indian government on this very important issue. And I can say that Minister Joly will have a press point in an announcement to make in the hours to come.
Mr. Prime Minister, in your view, how do you think this summit went?
This was an outstanding opportunity to gather amongst friends and partners to talk about the challenges that the world is facing, like climate change, like geopolitical instability, like the need for better flow of financing, to talk about the challenges the region is facing, whether it's needs for climate resilient infrastructure, a need for investment in trade infrastructure, need for investment in innovation and clean energy solutions. And it was also an opportunity to talk amongst friends about the values that drive us forward and the connections between partners in this region. We have had a very, very successful 3 days of conversations, but more than that, we're coming out of this with a concrete plan of action to continue to harness the opportunities and the potential of the friendship between Canada and the Caribbean and our mutual interest in moving forward in the right way together.
Thank you. And my second question would be, how can Canada help the CARICOM nations to be more self-sufficient?
Actually, I want to turn over to Keith first for that one, and then I will follow up.
Well, in the Caribbean, we are not without some resources and not without ambition. And we have been strengthening our economy, and that will allow us to make full use of any additional resources that Canada provides us with. And those resources are not only in dollars and cents. Speaking in the international marketplace and influencing the conversation and the decisions that affect us. Because one of the things that affect us are arbitrary decision making. And I might go as far as to say disrespect for our interests. So if we do have help in making our case at the appropriate forum, not the least of which are the ones that you're accustomed to, the Bretton Woods institutions, who look out for us, then we can benefit from a lot of what Canada can say for us and with us, because we share these common values. And of course, in the area of actual resources, like in training, in helping us to maximize what efforts we make, we can benefit tremendously from being together with Canada.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's cool.
Thank you very much.